Hi there, this is Sean, the Honest Book Reviewer. In this video, we'll discuss the shortlist for the Best Young Adult Book in the Indie Book Awards for 2023. There are 4 books on the shortlist. But first, what is the Indie Book Awards? It's an Australian award. It's for books published in the previous calendar year, and the books must be authored and illustrated by Australian citizens or residents. It's different to other book awards. The original list of books are selected by independent bookstore owners in Australia. Each November, booksellers nominate their bookshop's favourite titles for the calendar year. There are 6 categories: fiction, non-fiction, debut fiction, illustrated non-fiction, children's, and young adult. There's no information on how the shortlist is selected from the long list, but there's information on then who chooses the winning book out of the 4 books in the shortlist for each category. This is what happens. A panel made up of 4 independent booksellers, members of Leading Edge Books, and 1 Leading Edge Book Support Office staff will read all shortlisted titles and choose what they consider the highest quality title in each category. So from that, this is where it becomes like other book awards. So the very start of the process is different, with the long list being compiled from all nominations from independent booksellers throughout Australia. But that short list, I'm not sure how that's selected. And then the winning book of each shortlist just feels like every other book award around the world. We have a panel who decides that. Then there's one final award, and it's the Book of the Year. And that's selected by the booksellers. The booksellers get to choose the winning book, and the books they choose from are the books that win in each category from the short list. So basically, booksellers get to choose the Book of the Year, but their choices are limited to who this panel decides is the winning book in each category. So it's a mixture of things, I think, in this book award. There's things going on that seem like other book awards with panels, and then there's other things that are selected by a wider audience. In some ways it feels a bit different, in some ways it feels the same. But to get to that original list of long list books in each category, that's where it differs, I think, to other book awards. But let's talk about the 4 books in the shortlist for Best Young Adult Book in the Indie Book Awards. I'll mention which book is my favourite, but I'm not going to rate the books or rank the books in any order in this video. The first is Lauren Draper for The Museum of Broken Things. Now this book is different. It's all about drama a lot. There are some elements in this book I think were missed. The book introduces this mysterious object, which is a mysterious book, and it had a purpose. Well, it had 2 purposes. We're not sure what purpose the original owner used it for. We do find out a little bit later on in the story what it may have been used for, but I just found that this item was introduced quite early on in the story and then forgotten about, and it shouldn't have been, because it plays a big role later on at the conclusion of the story. So this should have been the biggest thing in the book all the way through. I think that was a bit of a miss. There are some good storylines in this story though. One character, Gideon, the storyline with his mother who's ill. Those moments in the book are so well written, and they're the moments that stick in my mind the most. That's why I'm mentioning them now. They're the things I remember most about this book, are the scenes between Gideon and his mother. Nina Kenwood, Unnecessary Drama. This book is very overdramatic, melodramatic, and the main character is quite exhausting. I felt exhausted reading this because the main character is just over the top in so many different ways. I don't think it's the best book out there. It surprises me actually this made the shortlist. I don't know who the panel is who decided that, but this is a choice that I wouldn't have made. I wouldn't have put this book on the shortlist for Best Young Adult Book for the year. It just feels like it doesn't deserve it, in my opinion. Holden Shepherd, The Brink. Now, Holden Shepherd, I loved one of his previous books. It was brilliant, and I want to read it again and do a video on my channel for it. This book is a mixture for me. The first part, maybe even the first half of the book, felt a little bit boring, a little bit underdone. It took a long time to get to what the book's about, really. But when we get to that part with what the book's about, it just goes to overdrive, and it's very extreme, very fast-paced, a lot of stuff going on. The characters are good characters, especially the characters that we have the point of views from in the chapters. 3 main characters make up the point of view in this story. And the best thing about this book is that all the voices of those characters feel unique. They all feel real, all unique, and you believe them all. I think that's a strength in this book, and the author really should be applauded for that, in my opinion. It's not often you get books that have such unique and true voices in the story. A lot of authors write books with different character POVs, but the voices all feel the same. But in this book, they don't. They all match the characters. They all match what other people view the characters as well. And that is one of the strengths in this book. The last is Tristan Banks for Cop and Robber. This is my favourite of all the 4 books on the shortlist, and I hope it does win the award. I don't know who's going to win. This is recorded before the winner's announced, but I did like this book. It's a very short book. It's a very simple concept, but it's told in a very powerful way. And the main character is very powerful, the main character being a teenage boy, a young boy. And the whole concept of the story is his mother is in the police force, and his father is like a petty criminal. They're separated, the parents are separated, but the father gets in trouble. The father is names exposed in the media where he lives, and other people in the criminal underworld find out where he lives and then demand he pay back money. And it's all about how to get that money. What's going to happen? How can they save this boy's father? So this ties in so many things into this short book, and it's told in a very powerful way. It's a very small setting in a rural area, and you get just the tension that comes from where it's set as well. The oppressive heat, the dust, everything about it adds so much to this story as well. It is a very good book. There you have a bit of detail about the 4 books on the shortlist for Best Young Adult Book in the Indie Book Awards for 2023. I read all 4. I have videos of all 4 on my channel. If you're interested in those books, any of them, check out my videos. I'll put links to the videos in the details of this video. Check them out and see what you think. On my channel, I do review a lot of young adult books, and I have a young adult playlist on my channel. Should be on your screen now.